Okay. Boy, hello. There are loud noises from upstairs because there are people there. Hello, Chia, Ryan, and whoever else finds this or send this to. I am Jamie. The first two of you know that, and possibly some people who see this. But yes, I am Jamie, and I'm about to explain my 3-universe system for my stories. Books, comics, and everything else. So, we start off with the real universe, which is where we all live. It's the real universe. Excuse me one second. Hold up. Okay. Real universe. We live there. Pseudo universe is where several of my things take place. But in this universe, the difference from this universe is, while I'm also a writer here, I live with fictional characters and experience a lot of fictional things. This primary story in this universe is Writers Guild. So I'll just put WG right there, because technically that's where it all happens at that point in time. Which it's basically like the same time that real universe is going on or whatever. And then we have the pseudo universe, which is like this in the sense that I go through fictional things, and also I'm around fictional characters, but the thing is there is that I'm a president, and I'm very bad at my job because I'm using mind control, which is what causes all the problems. Okay, so that story that I'm talking about is called Sentiment and Society, which I'm just gonna write S and S to symbolize that. So that's where I'm the evil president. I'm also gonna put now to signify that's now, because that's what the word means. Alright. So a character from Sentiment and Society knows that I exist here and has the plan of going over to this timeline. We'll name him, well, his name is Henry, so this dude named Henry decides to go over to Writers Guild. Wow, I lined that up perfectly. But it goes over to Writers Guild to get me to come back over as a ghost, so I can possess myself and make myself resign from office, because that apparently solves everything. I'm still working out why that solves everything. This plot is in process. But as he brings me, well, as he takes me from, well, as he goes to here, brings me here, and then I go back, it creates what I'm going to call a betwixt, because apparently dimension is not the word I want to use, according to my dad and brother. So this is called a betwixt, little universes in between. I'm just going to take out that T. Hold on. My paper towel eraser is not with me. There we go. Okay. So these are betwixts, or right now this is a betwixt, and also it creates one over here for, balance reasons. And this is also a betwixt. I'm probably spelling it wrong. I'll just put the T back on. Can you even see that? Sure, okay. Maybe if I zoom and enhance. Ho ho ho, zoom and enhance. Do. Whoops. Okay. That's better. I think. I hope it's better. Okay. So you got betwixts over here and over here. This betwixt is known as, hold on. Okay. Okay, this one is known as Utopia. Yes. And this one has 2 separate names. Actually, technically 3 now that I'm thinking about it. But I'm just gonna call it World of Fiction right now. And I'll get to the other name later. And so that all causes problems. And suddenly there's the Betwixt. But now, these two have a little block. So they can't just access it anytime you want. Which he couldn't really do that in the first place, but like he found this loophole or whatever. I'm getting to that point too. I mean, I'm not exactly certain how he does that. But I mean, that's the amazingness of writing. You know? You learn things about your own stories and whatnot. Okay, so, in the Utopia, there is a special little thing. Whenever the Utopia starts, it is a dystopia. You know what? I could use the side part over here. Okay, where's the end? Where is? Can I not? Okay, I cannot go back to that part. Okay, and the top is now. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the Utopia usually starts as a. Bear with me, I don't know how to spell this word. Dystopia, whatever. It starts as a dystopia. You know what I'm talking about. And then, through the works of the person who becomes known as the mechanic. Alright, the mechanic has to fix the Utopia to make it turn into a Utopia. And it stays as a Utopia for a while until somebody in the Utopia utters the word Utopia. And when that happens, it restarts itself and becomes, once again, a dystopia. That's not how you spell the word. But anyway, so it goes dystopia, utopia, resets, back to dystopia. And then it'll keep doing that over and over. And each time the Utopia changes a bit, well, changes a lot. So that it's a different way, you have to make it a Utopia again. And, yeah, okay, it's recording. And so then, you gotta fix the Utopia a different way, and, it just starts over. And every time the Utopia resets, it loses certain elements, like people or places or just anything like that. Okay. So, I'm just gonna leave that. So in the first Utopia, which the story that takes place in the first Utopia is called Mechanism. I forgot what it was called. I can't write it very big. Because you'll see. So that's Mechanism. And it's these two people who live in the Utopia. They realize we gotta fix this because this place is crap and we don't like it because their system, their class system works on colors. Like, if you're the lowest, you have to wear neutral colors, like black, white, gray. And then if you're at the top, you wear vivid colors, like bright purples and neon and greens and all that stuff. And the highest of the high is the bright purple. And so they're like, okay, if we take out the purples, then all this great stuff will happen. And as they take out more and more of the vivid colors, mainly the purples, like I said, it gives them powers because that happens. Like I said, I'm still working on some of these. And so at the end, somebody utters the word Utopia, but because of those two fixing it, they are destroyed when the thing starts over. So they're just sitting there in this blank space. And they find this door and they're like, oh, we're gonna hop through the door. And bam! They're suddenly in this timeline. And that creates the thing where, later in a different story called Darkfish in the Utopia, which I'm putting as Dedu, she is one of the mechanics, and she keeps going back and forth and back and forth. But, okay, back to Mechanism. I got ahead of myself. In Mechanism, because of them going back over to here, it creates another Betwixt. And because of that, there's a Betwixt between these two. And this Betwixt is called the Mirror Dimension. But it's not really a dimension, so I guess it's called the Mirror Betwixt. Whatever. And then there's Limbo over here. Both of these are shown in a story called The Rulers. Which is like here or something. Whatever. Okay, that story takes place around there or something. Okay, and that, whatever. Okay, they go back and forth between a couple of them. But then, the thing with these smaller betwixes, over here, it causes a different version. Because, the pseudo-universe is never supposed to interact with the real universe. So, in order to keep that from happening, it creates an infinite amount of betwixes between this section, which is, these are called 404 zones. Each one has a theme. There's, the first one that Rider Scale comes across is called the candy zone, and everybody's based off candy, and, you know, it's all great, except for it's not. And then there's, like, one based off of bugs, but they're not really, it's like, I'm not gonna go into that, it's kind of complicated. But anyway, so there's the infinite number of betwixes between here, and so there's infinite numbers between here. And these are not things I've created. These are actually established fiction. So this is stuff I did not make in these universes. These are like, these come in genres, like, oh, this one's realistic fiction, then it's historical fiction, and then it's horror, and just comes all the way into like science fiction or fantasy, and then suddenly, boom, you're at the world of fiction, which is called the Alpha Zone, which is what I was talking about earlier. Alpha Zone. Because to everybody over here, it is the Alpha 404 Zone. And the thing that's world of fiction, it takes all these universes and puts them into one. And that's why it's called the Alpha Zone, because it's, everything is themed off fiction. I just made that up on the spot, and that's gonna be canon. See, writing works like that. Okay. So, that is how they all work. I'm gonna make this thicker with my shaky hands. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that is where these come in, and this, and that. And so, the pseudo-universe just hops along around through four zones, and that's just a whole mess altogether. So Lucia, you're watching this. So I was trying to explain to you, for our story that we were gonna write. So this is our space thing. Space. Story. We don't know what it is yet. But anyway, so it's the space story. It's happening after these betwixes have run their course. They don't restart like the Utopia, but they just have a time limit, basically. And so these are gone at this point. And then so there is an easy access from whatever is left of the Utopia to the pseudo-universe. And so, like, there's basically nothing left in the Utopia. These are just some of the people who have survived, and then they're just in space. Because, like, there's no real, like, the planet got destroyed on the last reset, but they still existed. And so, they're trying to get over and live on Earth, which is what I'm thinking. I mean, you can say yes or no, and we can just change it. But, they're trying to get to Earth because they know, first off, there's nowhere for them to live. And secondly, the Utopia, if somebody utters the word Utopia, which is highly possible, even if they say, we're almost a utopian race, it'll just go, and then suddenly there's no more Utopia. So they're trying to get over here as fast as they can, which you can say no to this, and I'm perfectly fine with that, don't worry. But, like, they're trying to get over here before somebody says Utopia and the whole entire thing resets and they don't exist anymore. So, that's my idea. If you have any questions, please tell me. Because I might have talked fast. And I'm just really excited because I love this thing. But like, just tell me if you got any problems. You know, I mean, boom. That is my thing. But I mean, like, other stories happen in this, the whole entire pseudo universe is totally other deal with how this all works. Because at some point, suddenly they're in the future, and then they're in the past again, and that's a big thing that I'm going to need the whole board for. Just to explain the pseudo universe, and that is probably even more confusing in this whole mess. But seriously, if you have any questions, please ask, and I will be sure to answer them in whatever way possible. So, that is my 3-universe system. Yeah, I totally spelled this Utopia wrong. This, I don't even know how to say it. But yes, this is everything. Yes, and also Lucia, in case you were wondering, this is where the life clock takes place. Right here. Oh yeah. Also, you know what? I'm just gonna stop explaining, because then I'd have to start getting into this a bunch of stuff, and then how Henry exists, and then that is just all one universe, man. It's all complicated, and it's hard. And also my throat hurts. But, so, like I said, have any questions, just ask me, and I will answer them, probably with another video. Because I work better if I can talk instead of typing, because then I start to ramble like I'm doing now, but, that's what happens. I don't think words, typing them conveys the exact meaning I could be with, like, oh, look at this, I can point! And be like, hello, instead of color coding like I tried, and that was hard. But, yeah, just ask questions, and to call me weird, because this is complicated, and this understands it, but you might not, and if that's the case, please ask me what's going on. I will be happy to tell you what has happened. And I will erase this all and draw it back all if you need me to. You know what, we could web chat. That's Lucia or Ryan, or somebody else I know. If you just stumbled upon this video, it's just like, oh, hey, and I'll be like, I don't really want to web chat, but I'll explain it again! Because can! Yeah. Did this all from memory. I brought my thing down, it's just like, oh, do I need to know this? And it's just like, no. I know it all. Yeah. If you have any questions, just tell me, and I'll answer them. Boop.